We want to cross now straight to our Pia Steckelbach, standing by for us at the scene of that arrest in Jaffa, just by the clock tower. Pia, a very busy spot, just a few hundred meters from our I-24 News studio. Very busy spot, day and nighttime. What do we know right now about the arrest and the investigation of this Palestinian who was arrested?
Exactly, Guy, you already mentioned part of it. Only a short while ago, a man was arrested here right behind me. We're next to a very busy roundabout next to the clock tower in Jaffa. Police officers from the Tel Aviv municipality, but also special forces of the Israeli border police are still present at the scene. The yellow marks on the ground still show the spot where the person was arrested only a very short while ago. Now, what we know about this man was that he was here walking around with a bag with him, and border police forces, special forces were here. And the guy caught their attention. They spoke to him, and then they opened his bag, and what they found was basically a Carlo gun and two pipe bombs. So this is could have ended up in a terror attack. That's what forces here are now suspecting. They took this man to investigate him now to the next-by police station. What we know about the person himself is that he is a Palestinian from the West Bank city of Nablus, and he is not unknown to the police. We've just spoken to a police officer here. He told us that he had already been arrested in May this year when he had been found carrying a knife at the Temple Mount complex Haram al-Sharif in East Jerusalem. So he's not an unknown person to the police. And of course, police forces are on very, very high alert, as this scene and also this time and date is very reminiscent of an attack that has happened in April here, the attack in the Dizengoff area of Tel Aviv, when also a Palestinian, he was from Jenin, killed 3 people in a busy bar area in the center of Tel Aviv. Today is also Thursday, and this is, as you mentioned, a very, very busy area. There are lots of restaurants, there are lots of bars around. So police forces think they have actually prevented an attack that could have had a lot of terrible consequences.
Yes, we're hearing Pia from police that the suspect has told them that he planned to execute a terror attack. We also heard from Israeli Prime Minister Lapid this morning saying the Israeli Security Service has foiled hundreds of terror attacks over the past year. Talk to us about the efforts to curb this current wave of terror.
Well, basically, since spring, the Israeli forces have conducted what they call anti-terror operations in the West Bank almost every night, and they're really focusing on the 2 cities of Jenin and Nablus, which are really strongholds of the Palestinian Islamic Jihad. And Israel has had confrontations with the Palestinian Islamic Jihad, especially over the recent weeks. The recent military escalation with Gaza was partially a result of an arrest of a senior Palestinian Islamic Jihad commander in the West Bank, Bassam Asadi. Now we have heard about the hunger striker that, if he would have died, could also have led to another military escalation. He was also connected to the Palestinian Islamic Jihad. So Israel is really on high alert. We don't know if this current suspect is in any kind of connection to any Palestinian militant group. We can only suspect, but Israeli forces are very much on high alert, especially now after what has been prevented here right now.
Yes, Pia, and of course all of this comes amid a weakening of the Palestinian Authority and the inability, but also the choice perhaps not to operate in order to assist Israel in the fight against these terror groups, mainly the Islamic Jihad, but also others across the West Bank. Tell us more about the situation of the Palestinian Authority and the fact that the security coordination is not the same as it was just a few months ago.
Well, Guy, let's maybe explain first of all what security cooperation means. This is an agreement that has been in place for a very long time already between the Palestinian Authority and Israel. It basically means that whenever there is a suspect or whenever the Israeli forces enter the West Bank, they notify the Palestinian forces beforehand so that Israeli forces can operate and can arrest people and can search for suspects. Now, of course, the Palestinian Authority, according to this agreement, also has a responsibility to be active in this fight against finding suspects for terror attacks. That has not, as you mentioned already, that has not been working out in recent weeks or months that well. So Israel feels that it needs to operate in the West Bank, and it has been doing that almost every night, as I mentioned, especially in the cities of Nablus, where this today's suspect is from, and also Jenin. We've been seeing that basically since April, since May, since the wave of attacks that we saw within the country in spring.
Pia Steckelbach reporting there live from Jaffa. Thank you so much for that update.